I believe that process, and I could acronym it, provide resource opportunities consistently enabling strategic savings. I'm lazy. I'm the laziest person on the planet, bar none. The least I can do to get away with is all I want to do. And I do that with a process. Now, I'm not saying everybody here has to be lazy, but I'm certainly saying you can achieve a lot more in your day-to-day business, your day-to-day work, by having a process. My name, Doug Kirk. As you can probably tell, I'm not a resident of Alberta. I am Scottish. I'm the Global Services and Strategic Sales Support Manager for Axel Nobel. And my job title does go on my card. But this size. I am Scottish, and I definitely voted no in the last independence election. I like being part of Britain because the English people give us £14 billion a year in subsidies. That's a lot. We give them nothing other than heartache, the occasional racial abuse. Yeah, and we used to run over the borders and steal their sheep as well, but we don't do that anymore. And I am dyed-in-the-wool motor trade. I left high school at 14 years of age when the high school teacher, told me to go home and come back whenever I wanted to wear a school uniform. Well, that was a really easy decision in my life, and I never went back. Today's agenda, we talk a little bit about the global market, primarily China. And there's a reason I want to focus on China. It's a very new business. It's a very early business. But we can learn a lot. How many people here have got Chinese product in their house? How many people here like having Chinese product in their house? And I'll explain to you why. Because half of the rumours that go around about China are wrong. Which is why I would like us to rethink and be connected. We talk about some process improvement methodologies, primarily from a body repair, because we are a body repair supply company, but I'm a process junkie. I work with aerospace, I work with Ford Motor Company, I work with General Motors, I work with everybody all over the world on process. And I have no formal qualifications whatsoever, other than a small amount of common sense, a huge liver, because I drink a lot, and the most fantastic kidneys you've ever seen in your life. If ever I die, do not ask for them. They are shot. Talk a little bit about our PCE process. PCE stands for Process Centered Environment, and how you guys can create a process-driven future that helps everybody in the Davis Motor Group or Auto Group come together. It's very interesting when I got the tagline, Connect, Accelerate, Recharge. Because I'm all about connection. I believe in connected metrics. One key performance indicator does not mean anything to me. I need 2 or 3 to make sure that I'm on the right line. Just looking at one sheet tells me nothing. Just looking at the cost of fuel tells me nothing. Depends what I'm driving. I'm driving a V12 Mercedes, cost of fuel is quite important. I'm driving a 1.1 Fiat 500, who gives a damn what the cost of fuel is? So we need to connect. China, that is a maglev. Anybody here ever been to China? Spent any time in China? Got food poisoning in China? China's a very, very, very dynamic market. This thing travels at 370 odd miles per hour. Silent. And when I say you can eat your dinner off the floor of this thing, I mean you can literally eat your dinner off the floor of this thing. It is that clean. China's an amazing market. Because we're in the motor trade, let's talk about the Chinese motor industry. Lots of different brands there. A plethora. What does that look like?
Maple Leaf.
Except it's blue. I believe yours is red. From a distance, that looks like a BMW sign. From a distance. I walked into a body shop in China. I seen an X5 on a jig being repaired. With this badge on it. Why has it got a Shanghai Motors Autos badge on an X5? I said, that's not an X5. It's what? He said, that's not an X5. And then he went to his stores, he got an X5 headlight, he took the headlight out of this, put the X5 headlight in it, and it fitted perfectly. They are the masters of copy. How many people here own an iPhone? I've got 2, both made in China. People here have a Mac Air or a MacBook Pro. I've got 2, both made in China. Probably the most reliable stuff I've got, made in China. A plethora of local brands. Some ugly, some uglier, some ugliest. However, you ever think you see a dealership like that? That's an auto mall in China. So, under one roof, we have Audi, Peugeot, Toyota, Rover, Skoda. There'll be BMW under there, there'll be Mercedes-Benz there. There may even be Porsche there. And all the stores have a little area to work in, and they sit in the cars waiting on people to come up, knocking on the window to buy the car. All those dealers under one roof, all owned by one person or one group of people. It's huge. Absolutely huge. Did anybody think that that would be a dealership in China? Kind of makes our dealerships look fairly mediocre, doesn't it? Look at the size of the place. This is the Chinese collision repair industry. How many people here work in collision repair for the group? No one? One? Okay. Would you want to be repairing that? Would you want to be repairing that? They will. I wouldn't want to get in it after they've done it, but they will. And how? Because the labour rate is $3 an hour roughly in China. So when you talk about a total loss, there are none. You could throw 85 million hours of labour at that thing and still fix it. They are dealer dominated. You work in the collision repair. Do you like independent body shops? You can speak up. No. Why not? Competition, they drive price down. Yeah. How many people in here work in parts? Okay, they don't buy your parts. Or they ask you to price match. Or they ask you to discount heavily. Because that's what they've been told to do by the insurance company. How many independent body shops do you think there are in China? A big, fat zero. You know why? Mr. Parts Guy, you just don't sell them parts. Independent body shops can't buy parts in China because they won't sell them. That's cooperation. But look at how this thing's put together. Everything is extremely well organised, extremely clean. And there's a reason why I'm dwelling a little bit on China here. And it sort of tags in to why we're here. Remember, the first part of your conference is connect. We want to help you look at connecting the 4 main profit streams of your business. Parts, service, collision repair, new and used car sales. They should all be connected. There's a body shop. Does that look like yours? Honestly? Now, you can speak up. I don't think any of the big bosses are in here. And if they are, honesty is good. That's what connection is. This is pretty standard in China. I wouldn't mind actually going in, touring a body shop looking like that, would you? Looks kind of nice. They put that in the showroom. Why do you think they put that in the showroom? To promote the body shop. To show that with it done properly, yeah, with all these steps, and everything that can get done, yeah, we will do it properly. So when, Mr. or Mrs. Customer, you crash your car, which you are about 17% chance of doing in 3 years, yeah, bring it back to us. We can fix it better than anybody else. Why? Because we have OE parts. We have the right tools and equipment. Okay? Might not look like that now, or yet, but it could do. Typical body shop, China. I have to be honest, the first time I ever went across, I went, yeah, this is going to be fun. This is going to be great fun. Touring a bunch of body shops in China, yeah, having to change my clothes every 5 minutes because they're dusty, horrible places, and I walk into this. I go, holy crap, this is pretty nice. Could you imagine touring a customer around that? Prospective customer? It'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? Hey, have a look at this. And all bar the 18 years of accumulated dust that's in your shop, probably, yeah, all bar, it could look like that. Everything set in its place. Something called 5S. Has anybody ever heard of 5S? See, business methodology or a process methodology where you make everything easy for you and understandable for you to work with. How many people here are right-handed? How many people here work at a desk? Where's your desk? Where's your phone in relation to your desk on your right-hand side? Because you don't want to lean across yourself. You do it autonomically. You have organised your life autonomically. How many people are anal like I am and have all your white shirts, all your pink shirts, all your blue shirts, all your green shirts in a line, one after the other, in their wardrobe at home? I do, see? Kindred spirit. It's like Alcoholics Anonymous, and you can stand up and say, I am 10 years free. It's awesome. How quickly can you get dressed in the morning? Yeah, you're like me, you're lazy. I hate getting up. When I was growing up, we were that poor. We had ice on the inside of our windows, inside my bedroom. Go figure, I wanted to get dressed as quick as I possibly could and get the hell out of that place as quick as I possibly could. So what did I do? I used to actually lay clothes on the way that I would walk to get out of the house. Because I'm lazy and I want to spend more time in my bed. And I use 5S to do that, and everybody here has a 5S mentality. And I'll tell you where it is. There. How many people have a kitchen? I'm hoping everybody. I didn't know this is Canada, and you know it used to be a colony, but surely you have a kitchen. And if you're anything, unless you're like my friend who lives out with takeaways, and these are all plastic, at least these are silver, or silverware, yeah? And all the forks go together, all the knives go together. Why do we do that?
Easier to find them.
Pardon?
Easier to find them.
Easier to find them. Because you're lazy as well.
Yeah.
Or you don't particularly want to rear in here, pull out a spoon and walk to the family room and figure out that, shit, I needed a knife. You get them in penitentiaries, by the way. They're called, what are they called? Sporks or something. And it's a cross between a fork and a knife, so you can't stab anybody with it. Now, everybody does that, yes? In some way, shape or form. Unless your 2-year-old kid puts it back in and then it's all over the shop. But you quickly reorganize it. So we all agree we're process-centric, yes? Do we all have one of those?
Yes.
Where is it?
The junk drawer.
The next one down. We all have them, don't we? Not in my house though. There's 3 people live in my house now. My elder daughter left. Oh God. 3 people live in my house. How many plates have I got in my house?
3.
Yes. How many knives are in my house? 2, because my daughter's crazy and she's not getting anything. No. Everybody has one of them. I don't. You know why? Because that junk drawer, you know what it is now? It's got a nail straight through it. Can't open that drawer. There's no place to put anything. Can't put anything in there. Now, the pièce de résistance, and everybody's got it. How many people in their junk drawer have half-used battery? Test it with your tongue. Yeah, that's still working. Yeah. Take the pen that doesn't work and go, it's still working. I'm going to keep that one. It means a lot to me, that pen. There's the pièce de résistance. The ball of string. When was the last time anybody used a ball of string? We all have one in our junk drawer. In a process-centric environment, you get rid of stuff you don't need. You throw it away. You work in the collision repair. How many people here work in service, mechanical? Yeah, how many 10mm spanners do you have? How many 10mm wrenches do you have? Or did you have when you worked in it? If you are a tech? Quite a few. Yeah. Why? Because 10mm takes everything apart. You've only got 2 hands, but you've got 4 10mm spanners or 10mm wrenches. Why? Because you kept on losing them, so you had to buy another one. Then it turned up because the customer brought it back. Yeah, I found this. Thank you. Now, in China, this is a sign from China, a real sign from a real body shop in China. 17 local dialects in Shanghai. They need this. They need signs to tell them. Anyway, I'll do my tourist information for China at this moment in time. If any of you go to China, yeah, and this sign's pointing that way, and this sign's pointing that way, go that way. That one's not pleasant. I made that mistake. What the hell is that? Quickly turned around, the guy said, you need the European toilet. And I said, do I look like European? He says, well, you kind of do. Okay, so I went there. I want to go one stage back. I was talking with one of the Davis brothers earlier on. He was saying that there is a problem all over the world, and there's a problem in in Canada for skilled labour. Would everybody agree with that? Finding people's hard. Finding good people's harder. Yeah? In China, it's not a huge problem at this moment in time, but it will be. But communicating with those people with 17 dialects is a nightmare. That's why we do things like this. I'll give you an example. I went into a body shop. The guy said, and there was a line of cabinets, and I said, where are your sanding papers? And he says, I think it's in that one or that one. So I went away that night, I took a great camera, I took a digital photograph with all the doors open, I blew up all the pictures and I posted the picture on the outside so that when the door was closed, it looked like it was open. I could see what was in it. That's process-centric. That's making the workshop work for me. That's making my life easy, because I'm lazy. Remember, in about genuinely 41 minutes, I will be in that bar, drinking beer. And I don't know what you'll be doing, but you'll be thinking of me, drinking beer in that bar, because I'm lazy. I want to talk a little bit about how process helped a company, a small little company called Toyota. Okay? After the Second World War, after we bombed 3 different colours of crap out of them, and they eventually submitted, yeah, we helped them rebuild, we being the West. America tried to take all the credit for this, Well, they took all the money, but they didn't get all the credit. In 1950, Toyota had built 2,685 cars only in its entire 13 years existence. That's not a lot, is it? Ford were doing 7,000 a day. So the Toyota guys got on their pony, came over to America and looked at what Ford were doing and went, no, we don't want to do that. It makes no sense to us. So what did they do? They created the Toyota family. You guys are what? 2 years running top 50 employer, or 150 employers in Canada? I was going to say Canada there, but I don't want to upset you all. Because I really alienated 2 English girls yesterday when I bashed the English for about 10 minutes. They created the Toyota family and they said they will never make anyone redundant. That was in 1950, and they managed to get there all the way up until 2 years ago when the global crunch happened and they had to pay off how many people? 700 globally. That was it. Only 700 people ever been made redundant from Toyota. That's pretty neat. That's pretty good. They've got something right. Employees are their most valuable resource. You are this company's most valuable resource, bar none. It's not a spray booth, it's not a computer, it's not the inventory, it's you. Here's an interesting one. 1980, Toyota were doing about 43 cars a day per employee. Ford were doing about 12, 13. And Austin, how many people here remember Austin Rover? A bastion of quality and sustainability and vibrance. Yeah? We, the British, we were doing a mighty 7. And 6.5 of them were rubbish. Do you know that we made Mini for 40 years and lost £100 on every one? And you know what the solution was? Let's build more! Let's build more and lose more £100. So, when I talk about a process-centric environment, now we'll get to I'll use a British nomenclature, the meat and 2 veg of this conversation, yeah? When we talk about creating a process-centered or centric environment, we are talking about creating customer value and strategically reducing waste. Now, there are 3 methodologies: Lean, TOC, Six Sigma. You know what, you can read as many books as you like. And there are a plethora of those. A myriad different books. I can't read. I'm dyslexic. And I'm lazy. And we actually have audio books now. Oh my God, is that brilliant? Audio and films. Films are great too. PCE, or you guys being process-centric, you don't need to learn any of this. You know what you need to do? Think about it. This is Bodyshop filter, by the way. Because I was told I'm not allowed to swear. That's hard for me. It's about a practical approach to the business environment, incorporating many of the technologies. You don't need to know it, it's common sense. We call it common sense. They call it methodology. We call it common sense. How many people here have been to a restaurant where the guy says, that plate's hot? Okay, you know what's coming next, don't you? Yeah, what's the first thing we do? Shit, you're right, it is hot! I just told you it's hot! Why are you touching it? Because it's autonomic. Because that's how we learn. So what I'd like you guys to start thinking, this is where we're going to connect the businesses. You need to start thinking of your customers not as customers. They effectively are stakeholders. You're buying a part of their future life. They buy a new car from you now, they're buying another one. If they crash it, they're buying another one fairly quickly, hopefully. Yeah? They're certainly Mr. Parts Guy buying parts from you if it's going to his body shop. Do you beat him up on price for his parts? No? Not allowed to? Would you like to? Yeah. Damn, that's silo. That's bad. So we need to think of the circle as a set of stakeholders, including the insurance people. But we need them. I hope nobody here's an insurance agent. Because now I'm just alienating the other half of the world. But we're talking about the claims agent, the insurance agent, the suppliers, the OEM themselves, the world, the environment. I gave a presentation in Geneva to NATO about saving the planet. Because we're a paint company, we're bad, we create chemicals, and we pollute the world, allegedly. The first thing I said to the guy at the bar, honest conversation with the professor that runs the sustainability area from NATO, I said to him, go hug a polar bear then. Let's see how long you last, buddy. Because a polar bear comes in this room, I'm through that door, and I don't care where it goes. I'm off like a dirty shirt on laundry day. They're big and they're horrible. You need to create this. Because if you don't, this is where you are. So start thinking about your competitive advantage. Can anybody give me an idea what you think your competitive advantage is? It was in an earlier slide.
Trained technicians.
Part of it. Come on. Somebody. You lot.
People.
Everybody here. That's your competitive advantage. And if you work together, yeah, this is what you'll get. And that's what everybody else will get. So, think about this. My life. PCE defined. Process-centric, environment defined. It's about providing the right amount of energy, resources, and materials to produce something, whether it be a collision repair, a service, selling a set of tyres, some parts, selling a new car, yeah, at the right time, at the right quality, at the right cost. How many people here have heard of faster, better, cheaper? Yeah? That is an oxymoron. That it goes alongside military intelligence, the smart bomb, and happily married. Those words don't go in the same sentence. Unless somebody is happily married here, that's fine. You can add that one in, but that's your own personal one. So when I talk about something of the right quality from a collision repair point of view, this is the only collision repair analogy I'll make. My right quality is not the highest quality. Does that sound strange? That my quality is not the highest quality in collision repair? You know what it is? The best quality that I can do is to make the repair invisible. So, parts guy. When somebody comes in to buy a tyre, yeah, and I'm stupid, I'm dumb, and I've got 4 Pirellis and I blew one out, what do I buy? I buy a Pirelli because I want it to match up with the rest of them. I don't buy a Continental, I buy a Pirelli. It's the way I think. It's the way that collision repair shops, it's the way that service shops, it's the way that dealers think in China. They want to match them up. Even if it's more expensive. Because it's the right quality. PCE is a thinking process before it's a doing process. Look before you leap. Or as someone said yesterday, think before you speak. Measure twice, cut once. Whoever designed those shoes for that guy made a mistake. They didn't measure his feet. I'll give you an example of thinking preceding doing. Anybody here ever been to Britain? Ever been to the UK? Yeah? Did you stay there? Where about? London, okay. So just up from you is Birmingham. Yeah? Great place, isn't it? It's a lovely place, is Birmingham. Yeah, M6 is the best thing in there. It's going away from it. So in Birmingham, Really strange place in the UK. There's only 2 roads in Birmingham. One goes to the southwest, one goes to the southeast. That's basically it. And if you make a mistake at Birmingham, you are 5 hours to get to where you're going. If you go east and you're meant to go west, it's 5 hours. It's a 5-hour mistake. Yeah? I work for a paint company. Yeah? I've already said I'll be in the bar after this. I work for a paint company. Paint companies means when I go on training days, it's really called free booze. It's a free booze day. It's not a training day, I'm just to get free booze. So I sent 2 guys, 2 of my technicians, to a place called Bournemouth. Yeah? That's on the west coast, southwest of London. If you go the wrong way, you go all the way around the M25, you're 5 hours. How many people here like to drink a small glass of red wine or a beer occasionally? God, we're in the motor trade, it must be everybody. We need it, it's like sustenance to us, isn't it? Could you imagine how much you could drink free in 5 hours? A lot. Well, I certainly could drink a lot in 5 hours. And I could be so legless you would never even know it. So these guys get to Birmingham, and they know they're going to Bournemouth, and they have no idea if Bournemouth's to the east or the west. None. This is a 5-hour mistake of free beer. So they didn't think before they did anything. Yeah, they jumped in the car, drove as fast as they can, till they got to the point where they're like, damn, I don't know. But the mistake's now 5 hours. They'd made up 15 minutes by driving as fast as they could, but now they're looking at a 5-hour mistake. So what do? You'll love this. Spaghetti Junction, they stop the car on the hard shoulder. Oh my God. They walk back 2 miles to Southway Services, and buy a map. Thinking, and then they phone me up and go, you'll be really proud of us. We really thought this process through. And then they told me what they did. I said, you guys are crazy. So thinking precedes doing. Yeah? If they had just bought a map before they went, or phoned me and says, do I go east or west? I'd have said go west actually, just for shits and giggles. No, I told them to go east, sorry. Just for shits and giggles, I'd say go east. Yeah? Just to play with them a little bit. But it's a thinking process before it's a doing process. How many people here just jump in and we get it done and you know what, we'll figure it out at the end? Most people, it's kind of human nature. Measure twice, cut once. There are 10 building blocks to any process improvement methodology. And I'm not going to bore you to death with any of them. Yeah? 5S, we've already been through, that's the one with the silverware in the drawer. Yeah? It's really just about this. Make your workplace make sense. All your white shirts, all your green shirts, all your blue shirts, all your pink shirts, all your shoes. Yeah? I'm crazy with it. I can get dressed in the dark, and well, probably you can probably realise I get dressed in the dark sometimes. But I can literally get dressed in the dark and march, other than my socks. The system's simple. Sort, set in order, sweep and shine, standardise, and then sustain. I'm not going to ask you guys to do that. No, because I want to get to where we need to be, because I'm 27 minutes away from a beer. This is what we've made changes. This is doable in a body shop. So if it's doable in a body shop, it's doable in everybody's life here. We took this and made this. We took this and made this. How many people here work in an office? Okay, let's get to the office part. There's an office. Do you know what that's called? It's called a spaghetti map. And what we do is we make a drawing of the office and where we sit. And then we draw lines to where we have to go to every part of the day. And we actually time ourselves doing it. And if the fax machine at some point needs to go from there to there, because that's where everybody's congregating, that's where it goes. Do you know how many hours that saved us in a day? 1.5 hours of needless walking around. I'm lazy. I don't like to work. Believe you me, I live my life like this. Waiting on things, a big waste. Again, I'm not concentrating on that. Overproduction is one that I really want to focus a little bit on. Everybody in here overproduces. Everybody. Just think of your kitchen at home, you always make too much. We always do. 9 times out of 10. Yeah, we always buy the bigger pizza. We always get the extra French fries. We always buy the 70 ounces of wine. That never gets wasted, by the way, but we always buy the 70 ounces of wine. Over-processing, this is the one that I love. Making things too good, so that it looks odd. If it doesn't look like it did prior to an accident, or prior to wherever, it's wrong. Putting a Pirelli on where a Continental should go on, it's wrong. Or, from your point of view, yeah, putting a non-OEM part on where an OEM part should go on. And we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about connecting that in about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And defects, Mr. Bodyshop guy, you know what that looks like. Yeah? Quality control done by the customer, normally. Send it out, he finds your 10mm spanner, he brings it back. Yeah, he's nice, that guy. Yeah. Look at the bright side, at least you've got some connection with him. It's the wrong connection, but you've got a connection with him. Here's the main one. Underutilized human potential. How many times do you get to sit down as a group in your dealership or in your work environment and talk to people about what went wrong and how it can be done better? How often do you get to do that? Truly. Would it help if you could? Truly. I hear people say we do it all the time, and they really don't. They really genuinely do not. Because it's how it's always been. Chinese market is 16 years old in its current state. Yeah? No independent body shops because dealers don't sell them parts. They've not got this 110 years of history. It's a blank canvas. We can all learn from that. When a customer buys a brand new car from a dealer in China, the first place the salesman takes them? The parts department. It's the first place he goes. Parts guy pulls out his little speech, talks about warranty, talks about sustainability, talks about parts fitment, talks about vehicle integrity, talks about that. Guy goes. Next place he goes, service department, talks about maintenance. Yeah? And if something goes wrong, look at the equipment we've got here to help you. Next place he goes, body shop. We can help when you do this. Please call us, don't call your insurance company. Because that then creates a loop. What we've just spoken about is continuous improvement, and we should be constantly seeking better ways. Something goes wrong, write it down on a paper, write it down on a pad or a whiteboard, and at the end of the week, talk about it. This affected me, this stopped me doing this. It was either one of two things happened. Something upstream failed, so go back upstream and figure it out, yeah? Or something was absolutely catastrophic that you just couldn't help. If it's the latter, forget it, move on. 9 times out of 10, it's the one that's upstream. Somebody else has done it to you. You get everybody involved. Kaizen means to take apart, break it, and then put it back together again to make it better. That's what Toyota do. It's no secret that they're the largest automobile manufacturer in the world. They'll soon be overtaken by Kia and Hyundai. But Hyundai and Kia learned all of this from Toyota. They're doing exactly the same thing. When you are talking to customers, even if you're in new car sales, let's talk about connection. We talk about these sort of things. When you bring it to us, this is the methodology we go through. Don't take it to the independent, because I want the parts sales. We have methodology for everything. We actually create these and put them in the showroom. A panel that is disassembled in a showroom showing the customer that when something goes wrong because it's bound to, we can help. repairs and put them in the workshop, or the showroom, sorry. Including this. You know why? Because next to your house, unless you're really good and you've got a boat, yeah, or an RV, or a mistress, yeah, your car is your next most expensive thing you're going to buy next to your house. You need to make them comfortable with everything that you do. This is focusing on body, but service, parts, even aftermarket wheels, yeah, anything that you can service that customer with to keep that customer part of what you need. And why? Because cars are getting better, they're lasting longer, and service intervals are becoming further apart. So your touch point with the customer is less. That's all about connecting. Connections and connecting the customer to you, you to the customer. There has to be a way that you can take your 4 profit streams and connect them all together in the middle. And it starts with what you guys are doing here. How many people here are in sales? New car or used car? That doesn't matter, it's irrelevant to me. Okay, so here's what happens. These are true figures, by the way. If a customer buys a brand new car from you and has a significant damage, 30% of the cost of the vehicle or more, within 6 months of that damage happening, the car is getting replaced. Could you imagine if the Bodyshop guy came across, yeah, if you went to the salesperson and said, oh, by the way, Mrs. Smith's car's here, yeah, Mrs. Smith's got about 35% of her value per car in a repair. We should be getting together. You should be talking to Mrs. Smith because the chances are this car's getting returned at some point. So let me ask you a question. Why do you think customers don't bring the car back to you when it looks like it's been significantly damaged? Let's be honest. There's a fear of upsell. There's also a fear of diminished value. You know what damage was done to that car. So you're going, oh, Mrs. Smith, we've seen your car. Wow, you really made a mess of that one, didn't you? You know what they do in the UK? They guarantee the value of the car if you get it repaired by us and buy a new one from us. On a certificate. So now a car that's been in a damage with history is worth more than a car that's not been in a damage without it. You know what the retention rate is after when that car's damaged, going into the body shop and then being renewed? 95%. They've got to have a melon of a car not to want something similar. You know what else they do? If Mrs. Smith owned a Nissan Maxima SL, they put her into an SLX. Yeah, just for a couple of days, just to let her run around to see the difference, so that when she comes to move her car, she's subconsciously upsold herself. Because when she jumps back into her SL, it ain't got the fancy bits that the SLX had. Subconscious. Because our dealers, or dealers all over the world, are following the Chinese model, which is we want to own the customer for life, or as much of that customer as we can. It will help with part sales, it will help with service, it will help with ongoing cost of new car generation, so you're not having to give away discounts as much. And you're not competing with Joe Smith down the street. So we have to think of ways that this can help this can help this, and all of them can help each other. Because they're all funnels. But let me tell you what you do, and I will say this without fear of contradiction. All of those departments are siloed. All of those departments work roughly independently of each other. We need to stop that happening. We need to connect our businesses together. So when you sell a new car, you said you were in new car sales? When you sell a new car, you should be looking at introducing them to these guys and have the parts guy come with his little spiel like the Chinese guys do. This is peace of mind. It's all about peace of mind. It's all about closing that loop. I have no idea what the cost is. I have no idea. But somebody give me a guesstimate on the cost of selling a new car. Straight off the bottom line. What do you think it is? 5% of the car's value? 2% of the car's value? 10% of the car's value? That's your time, number one. Showroom cost, number two. Yeah. Heating, number three. Inventory, anybody here in finance? No, the CFO is finance? Okay. And what area of finance? Dealer, the group? Okay. Think of the amount of money you've got sat on that, and you're paying for that. So all of that is a cost of overhead. All of that needs to come into the cost of a sale. So the more you can keep that cost up, yeah, or the more services you can bring in to the dealer group, the better. And that's what this is about. And you can beat independents. And you know why you can beat independents? Because they've got no skin in the game after a repair or after a service. Jiffy Lube. They've got no skin in this game. You guys do. But unless you start talking about that at the beginning, which is the car sale, new or used, yeah, you're never going to get to this. You're never going to create that. Does that kind of make sense to most people? Can you see the logical step forward? And it was a Chinese that taught me this. I'm like, holy hell, I would never have thought about taking somebody to a body shop, yeah, before they bought the car. And he said, well, we know the customer's going to have a car shop. He walks out the door and he picks up the phone and he goes, Mr. Insurance Company, I'd like to insure my Nissan Maxima 2-litre SL. Because the chances are I'm going to have a crash. So why don't we talk about it? They've already made their mind up, they're going to call somebody. So why don't we be the first people that talks to them about it? Why don't we create and close the loop? I kid you not. About 12% of dealers can close the loop, because only 12% have a body shop. Another 7% have an affiliation with a body shop. Another 7%. Now, you can look at the marks that you have, and you can say, car marks, by the way, that's vehicle designator, and say, well, that works with BMW, it works with Mercedes-Benz, it works with the higher ends, but it doesn't work with the lower ends. Bullshit. Because you know why? When you compare it to the price of your house, and everybody does that, it's a percentage of it. And in some instances, the lower cost, the lower amount that's paid by the people that are like us, normal people, and not millionaires, is a higher percentage than what the millionaires buy in relation to their house. So we've got to create the brand loyalty. But does the brand loyalty live with GMC? Or does it live with Cadillac? Or does it live with Davis Auto Group? What do you think?
People.
Like, brand loyalty is created by your people, not by General Motors' people, not by Infinity's people, not by BMW people. It's created by you guys. You can create that brand loyalty, I guarantee. If Kia and Hyundai, if Nissan of the old Datsun of 25 years ago can create brand loyalty, so can we. When I said I'm Scottish and I voted no, the reason I voted no is I didn't want to end up like this dude. Yeah? I didn't want to be angry. I wanted to be proactive. I wanted to be connected to the United Kingdom because we are all together better. You guys are all together better. And if I leave you with one thought in your mind, yeah, it's how do we go away from here today? How do I take my department and start to look at how it interacts with other departments? How do I create brand loyalty? And how do I make myself better in what I do? Because that's what I do. I do it every single day of my life. And when something goes wrong regularly, a la flying Continental Airlines through Newark International Airport, yeah, and getting delayed with no luggage, 3 times out of 5, I change it damn quickly. Doesn't matter that it saved me £750 because I wasted 2 days waiting on my luggage. I'll give you a true story. Yeah? This is how I was able to interact with my big boss. And I'm a mini in Akzo Nobel. We have 63,000 employees worldwide. We are a huge company. Huge. We have a travel policy because we want to save money. Do you know what that travel policy is? Anybody not at senior management level gets to fly economy. Yay! I travel all over the world. And I laugh. So I'm in his office and he says, that's the policy, Doug. He says, what do you think? I said, it's a crap policy. And he says, but we've got caveats in here. He says, you get a day off in lieu. Awesome. So I fly Monday, rest Tuesday, work Wednesday, fly Thursday, rest Friday. I'm comfortable with working 1 day a week. That works for me, I'm comfortable. I will take that much booze into economy. I will not know if I'm having a crap or a haircut by the time this thing takes off. I'm comfortable with that. He said, no. He said, we don't quite mean it that way. We think you should fly on a Sunday. I said, when do I get my Sunday back? I said, no, do me a favour. And he was about your size. I said, stand up. Do me a favour, stand up. I said, turn round. I said, thought so. Your arse is about the same size as mine. I don't see why you should be sitting in first class and I'm not. So what I went away and created a spreadsheet. Showed him how much money he would be wasting by taking a valuable asset like me and letting me only work 1 day a week. And I cross-referenced it to the price of the aircraft, to the price of the plane, airfare. Have a guess where I sit on an aeroplane today? Up the front. And you know why? Because I argued my point with clarity and with no emotion. It was all figures. And that's what everybody here needs to do when you are working with your peers and with your stakeholder partners. It doesn't need to be bloody damn parts people or that stupid Bodyshop again or those service guys leaving those 10mm wrenches in cars again. It doesn't need to be like that. It needs to be non-emotional and factual. Remember, measure twice, cut once. So if you've got the figures, you've got the facts, you've got the solution. I would just like to say thank you very much. I am 7 minutes ahead of my schedule. I beat yesterday, which means I technically get 1 more beer in before I fall down unconscious at about 11 o'clock tonight. And believe you me, if anybody's in the bar, they will see me almost unconscious at about 11 o'clock. I'm a process guy. I will meet that deadline. I am good at that. Now, does anybody have any observations, any questions, and I'll genuinely be honest, I'm not expecting any. Yeah? Because the bar guy just shouted my name and I can hear it. But if you do, if you are around later on, if you are in the bar area or whatever later on and you'll see me if you want to come up and have a chat or whatever, yeah? Yes, I am a collision repair guy, but I do consult with a wide range of customers for Akzo Nobel. That include shipbuilders, aircraft manufacturers, plastics companies. So I've got an idea of working in both in sales, technical, collision repair, obviously motor trade, absolutely. So again, thank you. If anybody has any questions, you don't want to raise them now. If there are specific to your life or your business, seek me out, I'll be in the bar, more than happy to help. Yeah? Thank you very much.